Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video on this rainy Tuesday morning. But we have a cup of tea with that big blue star on. And, as you can see, I'm wearing the yellow Brazil top with Joelinton on the back. Big news coming out this morning that Joelinton is set to sign a new deal with Newcastle United. Phew. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of reports that Joelinton had been unhappy with his current pay packet and believed that he should be paid more. And with just 15 months, I think I read this morning in the various reports from Fabrizio Romano, the Times are coming out with this stuff this morning. 15 months-ish left on his deal, and that really kind of come the summer, Newcastle, Eddie Howe himself even said that Joelinton could be moved on if terms weren't agreed, which, you know, a Newcastle United side who, by the way, I would love to see go and spend loads of money this summer, things are tight, and if a player doesn't want to sign, isn't going to stay with the club, then maybe they do have to be moved on. But maybe not. As I say, this morning reports are that Joelinton could go up to become one of the highest paid players at the club very, very soon. And we'll talk a lot about that a little bit more. But before we do, I just want to quickly mention a charity event that I will be playing in very, very soon. It is Mental Matters. It is a charity match between Newcastle content creators and Sunderland content creators, so I had to say yes. Bearing in mind I've not kicked a football in a little while, but it's at South Shields Football Club, so, you know, proper stadium, 11-a-side, 90 minutes. I'll be pulling on the black and white, and if you fancied supporting, obviously Mental Matters, mental health, it is for Mind Washington. Obviously it's red and white versus black and white, but as I say, colour doesn't matter when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's a great cause. It's a great group of guys putting it on from Backofthenet Events. And I'll be there. And tickets are just £5. They've got a Just Given page as well, so I'll put the link down below. It's not long. It's the 25th of April. So we've got a few weeks' time. £5 ticket under the floodlights. And yeah, if you want to come and see me have a great game, or at least try and manage most of the game, come down and watch. I know there's going to be a few people there. Adam P is coming down as well, the main man. Should be a Legends game with Adam P being there. But yes, excited for it. Link in the description. But take a sip of me tea. Joelinton. Yes, we've seen straight off that Newcastle have missed Joelinton not being in the squad right now. You think about the start of the season. Bruno, Joelinton, Tonali, the Magic Three, and I think everyone is excited to see that lineup come the start of next season. We've had to wait on Tonali for different reasons, but I think Joelinton has been a fantastic member of the squad. I think for Eddie Howe, he has certain players that he does rely on doing certain things, and I think Joelinton has kind of epitomised that, to be honest. He's so hard work and he covers more ground than anybody else, and he listens and he does it, not to say that other players don't, but I just feel like he is really such a strong character in that side. It makes a big difference for us. And I do think it's interesting as Newcastle kind of take this next step into, well, Champions League football, or next step in that kind of wage packet, or that next step in where we're trying to be and how much we are paying players for doing their jobs. You know, Newcastle have been very clever and quite sensible about how they are, from the outside looking in anyway, as to how they've gone about things in terms of what players we've gone for. You know, we're trying to kind of build, and I love this, by the way, and I think, don't get me wrong, if we are able to go out and spend some money this summer, I think we could really do with a few high caliber players. But I do love the idea that kind of Isak came in as a good player, and he's becoming a hero or a legend at Newcastle. Bruno, obviously a very talented player, less well known, is now recognised as one of the best players in the Premier League. Sven Botman came in, obviously, as a very talented centre-back, and has become the Rolls-Royce. Injury for him is really heartbreaking. But we're building these kind of legends, and it's great that Joelinton's kind of come in, had that kind of poor start to hero story, and now they're kind of turning around and going, well, I would like to be paid that as well. It's reported that Joelinton will be on the wages along the lines of a Bruno and Isak, which you imagine is, 100. I reckon, what's the reckon what Joelinton was on? 60? 70? It's expected that he's going to go up to at least 100 plus K a week, which I tell you what isn't too bad, is it? They reckon that since Dan Ashworth left, various members in the Newcastle United team have had to step into certain roles, and it's been actually thought that Amanda Staveley was the person who was heading up the contract talks. Well, the Times actually reporting that it's Steve Nixon, who has a great relationship with Joelinton, and that he was the one that was given the task to basically to put this into order. Although it does actually say that Darren Eales and Amanda were also heavily involved. But yeah, keeping Joelinton is big for Eddie Howe, his setup, his team. I think keeping players happy with wages is important, although being careful is also important. But for this summer window, look, the thing is now, with the way football, like, if we sold Joelinton, how much would we really get for him? With a year left on his deal, 35, 40 million. You cannot go out and buy a player as good as, if not better, for that amount. If we went out to try and buy another Joelinton, you're talking 60, 70, 80 million. To give him the deal is straight away, it means that that's not another position we're having to concentrate on. Interestingly enough, to think we're going to have Bruno, Tonali, Joelinton, Miley, Anderson, Longstaff. That's 6 midfielders for a 3-spot team. We had that at the start of this season. And it's been rare that 4 of them have been fit at the same time, never mind 6. So you could still question if another midfielder may actually be something that Newcastle look at. But I think it's clear that we need a centre-back, if not 2, a right midfielder, and a striker, for me. Oh, you're adding centre midfielder to that list as well. If we can get Joelinton done and dusted with this new contract, keep him on 3 more years, the powerhouse of the centre midfield, that just ticks a box straight away. Fair enough, it will cost more through wages, but ticks that off without having to go and spend more money on a centre midfielder this summer. Let me know your thoughts on Joelinton down in the comments. I think everybody knows what a miss it is when you don't have him in the side. He's a key member of this team, and it was actually shocking that this wasn't sorted sooner. I understand that it's been a bit of the player. I think Joelinton's been digging his heels in a little bit because he wanted that extra pay. And then that's when it comes out in Newcastle as to, it's fair enough, we want to keep those wages on a level, but if it's going to cost us losing players, and then this comes all onto FFP and everything else, with the Premier League looking to change it from pointless deductions to taxes, and a lot, again, because if Joelinton left and then went to, I don't know, Spain, Saudi Arabia, I want more money, I'm going to go over there. And then the Premier League go, why did you lose one of your best players? Well, because we couldn't pay for him because FFP stopped us. So look, that FFP stuff is wild, and I'm not the man with the answers, but once again, to lose out on someone because you couldn't afford him, or is it Newcastle trying to keep their... Because as soon as Joelinton gets his pay rise, does Miley want one? I mean, Miley's just had one, he probably wants another one again. Longstaff, there's plenty of players in there who probably think they do earn less than Bruno and Isak because they are the star boys, shall we say. If Joelinton's suddenly getting paid the same, does everybody else want the same as well? So it's a tricky, tight rope to walk along, but if the answer is give him what he wants or lose him, sometimes you've got to bite the bullet and pay the man. Alright guys, thanks for watching. As always, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that big red button. Enjoy your Tuesday. Fingers crossed we hear the announcement on Joelinton very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Spurs at the weekend, so don't miss out. I'll catch you later.